Have you ever wondered how your body knows to react to a bacteria, virus, or allergen? Why you get a cold, flu, or an allergic reaction? It's called immunological memory, the basis of immunotherapy. So let's take a deeper look into it, right now.
First off, antibodies are your body's specialized defense soldiers against antigens. Dendritic cells are the spies. Once the antigen is identified, this begins the primary humoral response. They deliver the message to lymphocytes. The antigen is then presented to an appropriate T cell. This then activates the naive T cell to become a helper T cell, proliferating and differentiating into helper T cells and cytotoxic T cells. Meanwhile, naive B cells have a membrane-bound antibody that works as a locking key for a certain antigen. Once identified, the antigen is then broken up into peptide fragments, forms the MH2 complex, and is displayed on the plasma membrane. Afterward, helper T cells release cytokines, activating the B cell. Super B! He then begins cloning himself into alternate beings. Wait, what? Yeah, kind of. Those are plasma cells that mass produce a specific antibody to combat the original antigen, and memory B cells that remember that antigen for years. Cytotoxic T cells are then instructed by helper T cells to deactivate and destroy the enemy. Macrophages, the Pac-Man of your body, are instructed by memory B cells to, well, eat them. Plasma cells die off and antibody concentration falls. This is known as the contraction phase. Memory B cells produce a small amount of high-affinity antibodies and remain in the bone marrow for future use. Immunoglobulin levels rise in the blood serum during the humoral secondary response. During this process, further maturation occurs, leading to the production of antibodies that are more specific.
Antibodies are very important in our body's constant fight against viruses and diseases. So click this button if you'd like more antibodies. No, I'm just kidding. There's been a major breakthrough in immunotherapy called monoclonal antibody technology.
Here's how it works. A mouse is injected with a targeted antigen. Its extracted plasma cells are fused with fast-multiplying myeloma cells to produce hybridoma cells. The cells that produce the desired antibodies are sorted out, then isolated and grown to secrete large batches of specific MABs. By manipulation of light and heavy chains, these antibodies are now humanized.
Monoclonal antibodies have already proven effective against many types of cancer and organ rejection. Research and development is currently underway to create antibody clones for diseases such as rheumatoid arthritis, asthma, Ebola, and even the coronavirus. Our future is full of possibilities and antibodies.